Awesome. Okay, well, this is Knox College. So I included, this is our usual info session that I made here, but I made it a little bit more fun, a lot more photos so you guys can see kind of some of the campus and some of that action going on. And then I've also kind of curated it a little bit more just for international students in general. So we'll go ahead and get started here. Maybe. Okay. So we always start with just this short video, and some of you might have seen this. We've been putting this out as kind of our hype video for the year, but I'll go ahead and press play here and we can check it out together.
No matter which direction you come from, this open landscape invites us all to look around and think big. So go ahead, expand your horizons. Let your guard down. Be open.
I'm always open.
To anything, everything. With everyone. Taste every dish. Turns, try 3. Why settle for a single internship when you can try out several? Step on the stage. It's your own show.
All right, so that was kind of our hype video for the year, like I mentioned. Oh, hold on. Maybe we can go to the next slide now. Oh, might do this one. Okay. And so then we can move on kind of to our mission statement, right? So Knox College is a community of individuals from diverse backgrounds who challenge each other to explore, understand, and improve ourselves, our society, and our world. And as you're applying to colleges, you'll know that all colleges have this kind of mission statement. And I think ours really kind of encompasses what we are about. And so just to give you kind of, there's a lot of ways to think about who we are as an institution. And one of them is with a history lesson. So kind of some facts about our history. We were founded in 1837 by abolitionists. So the people who abolished slavery are the people who founded our institution. And it's also one of the first institutions to educate women and also people of color. So it's been a diverse place from when we started. And it's also the famous site of the Lincoln-Douglas debate. If any of you guys are familiar, Abraham Lincoln and George Douglas had a debate together, and it's where he first announced the immorality of slavery. So yeah, that's just some of it, some of our history, and you'll know that Illinois itself is very famous for Abraham Lincoln. He's everywhere here, so you'll see a lot of him around. You can also look at us with our numbers. So here's some just quick facts about who we are, right? So right now we have about 1,050 students total. And we have students coming from 45 different states and 49 different countries. A lot of our students participate in athletics. Over 50% are doing varsity, club, or intramural sports, and 75% of our students are receiving need-based financial aid. And 100% of our students are doing some form of experiential learning. So that's internships, research, study abroad. You're going to have those opportunities. You're also going to have a lot of funding opportunities for all of those different things as well. Our student to faculty ratio is about 10-1. So the average class size is fairly small at about 14 students per class. So you get a lot of really personal relationships with your professors. They really get to know you as a person and then can recommend you for wonderful opportunities outside of the classroom even. And then we have over 60 courses of study and about 110 total faculty, and over 100 student-run organizations and clubs, which we'll go into a little bit further later. Oh, sorry, that's the same thing. And then we have here the class of 2027, so our most recent fall class. They have about 269 students in their first year students this fall. And this is kind of just the demographics of that, right? So we actually had 24% of those first year students as international students, 37% of them are students of color, and 105 of them are student athletes. So a great range there. We're super excited to have so many international students on campus, and we want to keep that going as much as possible and keep growing those numbers. So this just kind of lets you know what our first year class looked like for this year. And then we can also look at it with another map, right? So I showed you the one there that was for only the first year students. This is all of the students on campus that we have coming from all over the world. And I point this out just because Knox is a place where we really emphasize learning from people who are different from yourself. You're going to engage in lots of classes with people who are different from you, whether they're coming from a different country, they speak a different language, they're from another culture, or I mean, you all are familiar, you're going to the US, that's completely different for you as well. So we want you to know that you are going to be celebrated on campus, you are going to have a space on campus for yourself and to meet other people and feel safe. So we just really want to emphasize that for all of you. Of course, though, you will be expected to study here, right? So we do have quite a few academic programs going on during the year, but kind of want to point out here that we follow a really unique schedule. So we have a trimester schedule. We call it the 3-3 schedule. And that basically just means that there's 3 terms, and each term you're expected to take 3 classes. Each term lasts about 10 weeks long. So it's pretty fast. It goes pretty quickly for you, pretty fast paced, but you're diving really deeply into these subjects. So it will be challenging just because you're taking only 3 classes and that doesn't feel like a lot. You will still be challenged. You will still definitely have a lot of work going on outside of classes. But one great thing about this trimester schedule is that it allows you to balance your other activities a little bit more easily. So you are able to participate in sports, participate in the theater, or whatever you're wanting to do outside of class, you're able to do that, and you're able to make time for those things. And then kind of going along with this schedule is we actually do have an extra long winter break from midway through November. So we just kind of started that for our students at Thanksgiving. And then it goes all the way until the first week of January. I think the 3rd or 4th of January is when we come back for our classes. So you have quite a bit of time there, almost a month long, to kind of either take internships or work. You can work on campus as an international student during those breaks. If you choose to stay on campus, that could be a possibility for you. So there's lots of opportunities there for you to kind of to explore. You could travel, you can take your breaks, you can come all the way back home to India for yourself or wherever you're located. So that's one of the really beneficial things of having this trimester schedule as well. And then all of our students will have to choose a major or minor, right? You're expected to do that at Knox or at any school when you're going to study for your bachelor's degree. So Our majors and minors, we have over 60 courses of study, and you'll notice the little plus signs by some of those STEM courses like computer science or psychology. They have those little plus signs next to them, meaning that you could choose to have either a Bachelor of Arts degree or a Bachelor of Science degree for those different classes. And that's completely up to you if you want to do that. Typically, a Bachelor of Arts degree with STEM courses is just going to kind of be more related to maybe if you're wanting to go and be a professor in that class or something, you don't necessarily need all those lab-based courses that you're going to get with the Bachelor of Science degree. So that's how those are kind of broken up there. But yeah, we have lots of different things. Most popular majors are psychology, computer science is a big one, creative writing is a big one, theater, neuroscience. We're great at a lot of things though, so I hate to just pick out a few because we're great at so many things. And one thing to note as well is at Knox, you are required to have at least 2 courses of study. So you have to choose at least a major and a minor, but you could also do a double major or a major and 2 minors if you want. So there's several options for you there, but the whole idea is that you're going to be a multi-interested, multifaceted human being by the end of your time here. You're going to know how, if you choose political science and computer science, you'll know how those things kind of interrelate. So it's kind of interesting, but it's teaching you really wonderful skills that prepare you very well for a job in the future. And then we also have the opportunity for you to choose a pre-professional or other program as well to go along with your major courses of study or minors. And so this would look like maybe if you're interested in business, you could do a major in business, or you could choose to do this pre-professional program in business, which helps you also take classes to get into business school. So you can choose whatever majors you want and then just do this pre-professional program, and it will help you get into, law school, med school, business school, whatever it might be for you. So those are the kind of options that we have there. We also offer college honors program, which allows you to do master's level research at the undergraduate level. So you're able to kind of get some really great research experience. We also had one of the first Peace Corps preparatory programs in the country. So you could, for a lot of our students here in the US, they choose that opportunity as well. The sports studies courses are not necessarily a major, but you could choose to do that too if you want to learn about how to coach. And then our teacher certification is really wonderful if any of you are interested in doing education or pursuing education while here. We do offer teacher certification in Illinois. So you could get some really great work doing some student teaching with that as well. We also offer, as I mentioned, 100% of our students are doing experiential learning. And so some different ways that we see that play out is through research or internships. So here are some recent research projects. And you'll notice that they have group projects, solo projects. Some of them are based in the arts and some of them are based in the science. So you can choose whatever kind of you want to do with those. And we offer really wonderful funding to help you pursue those and continue to take up those research opportunities while here. We also, again, offer internships. So here's some recent ones that we have over here in Boston, Tokyo, Seattle. We even have some here in Galesburg that students have done in the past. So there's lots of opportunities for you to go all over the world and pursue those different internships. And again, we do have funding for those too. We also have a really wonderful career center that can look up whatever you're interested in. So maybe you want to do environmental science. We can look up based on the fact that you're an international student, based on the fact that you want to do that in, California, and the fact that you want to study environmentalism. So we can do a really detailed search based on all of those things and find a really great internship possibility for you, or even a job possibility for you if you're trying to do something for STEM OPT or something later on in life too. And then again, with that break that we have with our 3-3 academic calendar, The micro internships are a possibility during that time, from about now all the way until January. Some students will prefer to do that, just if they're trying to test out something small or a career path that they think they might want, but they're not sure. That's a really great opportunity as well. And we, of course, also have study abroad and study off campus in the US programs. So we have a lot of these. This isn't all of them. We have an entire website that's dedicated to all of these different opportunities. Obviously, most of you will be studying abroad anyway when you're coming to the US. So it's not always something that international students are necessarily looking for, but I think that the opportunities that they bring are really fantastic. And if we're offering funding and it's going to cost about the same to be in Japan or Europe or somewhere else, it's why not, take that leap and see another part of the world. That's at least my opinion on it, but of course you're welcome to do whatever you want. And we do have specific programs. Some of these are professor led, some of them are exchange programs. I think we have like a Inter Europe. We have a program with Oxford, where you could do a semester at Oxford in England as well. So that one's been a popular one for students too. Again, some of those are very competitive, but they're all really cool options as well. And then we also offer immersion terms. So we have terms in clinical psychology, where all you do for an entire term is your clinical psychology practice. You do Green Oaks, which we have 700 acres of land. That's what the picture is here, that this young man is doing. But he's out there doing research, or sometimes art students will even go out there and do landscape paintings for a whole term. But we have an entire research facility out there that's available for our students, and we're actually just renovating it now. So you live out there, you grow your own food out there, you are really kind of roughing it a bit, but it's a really cool experience if you're wanting to do research kind of while you're out here as well. And then we also have Open Studio. This is for students who are interested in art kind of professions or wanting to just see that side of things, where during the entire term you get a space in the art building. You can paint the walls, you can make it your own, and at the end of the term you actually put on a whole gallery based on the work that you've made during that term. So that one's very cool as well. Our repertory theater program puts on 2 full theater productions over the course of those 10 weeks. One of them you're acting in, one of them you're doing backstage work. Another really great opportunity there. And then lastly, our startup term is more based for business students. So if you're interested in doing business, or you're just wanting to learn a little bit more about that, you can join the startup term, where you're going to an office in town here in Galesburg with other students. You build up a business plan with them. And then at the end of the 10 weeks, if any of you have seen the show Shark Tank or are familiar with that show, it's a lot like that, where you actually will pitch your business plan or your ideas to investors, to alumni, and to like CEOs, CFOs. So lots of really great experience there. And we actually have had students have their work invested in after following that startup term, and they have continued to pursue that in the past. So there are real opportunities for you to grow from that experience as well. And then just to ensure that all of you are getting your experiential learning requirement, and you're able to do that and finances won't be a problem, we want to invest in your future. We want to offer $2,000 to each student for them to pursue their experiential learning. So again, that could be used for research, internships. If you're wanting to do community service or engagement, it could be used for that, study abroad. But it can really be used for a lot of different things. Like if you just want to get a certification and that will cost money, you can use that money to get that certification so that you're a little bit better prepared for when you do enter the career, when you enter like the job force after college. So there's lots of great opportunities with this, and you can really spin it in certain ways for it to be used for a lot of different kinds of things. It doesn't necessarily have to be within these 4 bullet points that are listed. Now we're going to talk a little bit more of the fun stuff, right? So the college things, the things that make your college experience here might be the organizations and clubs that you're a part of. So we have over 100 student-run organizations. Anybody can start a club as long as you have you and a friend to sign your names down. And actually, if you start a club with your friend, all you need is your 2 signatures, and then you'll actually get funding to start that club. And you'll get paid as a leadership position for that role as well, because you're a founding member of that club. So there's lots of benefits with starting clubs and just getting more people involved. I think we do, one of you mentioned knitting. We have a string arts club. We have ultimate frisbee is very big. But there's tons of different ones. International Club is a huge one as well, and they put on a fair every year called iFair. That's really cool as well. But there's tons of them, and you can be as active as you want to be in any of these. Even if you're just signed up for the email list, that's okay. Nobody's going to hold that against you if you can't get it all done, because so many students are so active on this campus that it's okay not to be able to do every little thing. Of course, we also have athletics on campus. So here are our men's and women's sports. Again, if you're not wanting to participate in the varsity level of sports like these, you can choose to participate in our intramural sports, which were on the previous kind of clubs and athletics page there. And they do just compete against students on campus. But we are part of the Division III schools, so we compete against other kind of schools within Division III sports, and we're also part of the Midwest Conference, so a lot of other Midwestern schools we participate with as well. And this is Galesburg. So obviously Knox College, we're located here in Galesburg, Illinois. If you all are choosing to come here, this is where you'll be. And it's a cute town, quaint town, very safe. And we are about 3 hours away from Chicago. So if you want to see a larger kind of city area, metropolitan area, you can do that. It's a quick trip, and it doesn't cost very much either, which is really nice. I can't promise how much it'll cost when you're actually in the city, but when you're in Galesburg and you're trying to just get there, it's nice. But yeah, very pedestrian friendly. Lots of students will bike or walk places. We're like a 3-minute walk from downtown area. So there's lots of restaurants around and tons of activities going on too. And a lot of the times, so Knox actually was founded in, like I said, 1837. So was Galesburg, and they were founded by the same people. So the community and the college are actually very intertwined. They have a lot of events that go together. So you will see a lot of Galesburg, and they do really like to interact with our students as well. But yeah, so these are just some pictures of like one of the pizza places with the record shop, or with the records turntable there. And we have one of our cute little coffee shops that's near campus. And then we just have some nice downtown areas. The community arts building is that one with the kind of green tower there. That one's really cool as well. And then we do like to just kind of point out some of our stats a little bit, right? So we are one of the colleges that changed lives. And Lauren Pope wrote a really wonderful kind of chapter in that book about us. But Sierra Club also says we're one of America's coolest schools, which I think is great. And then we're also among the top 75 of best U.S. Or best colleges for the liberal arts colleges in the U.S. By the U.S. News and World Report ranking. So that kind of lets you know a little bit more. Yeah, I think it's a great school. But yeah, I'll kind of open it up to you all if you have any questions. Can go ahead and do that now. No? Okay, cool.
Hi, I had a question. So for the immersion terms, there was a clinical psychology one. So for that, are there any requirements? Like,
Yeah, so yeah, you can't just jump right into clinical psychology. That makes it a little difficult, right? So yeah, you do have to take some of the prereqs. I think you have to have, I think it's just 2 classes. I would have to double check on that, but I'm pretty sure it's just 2 of the main classes, like Psych 101 and then Psych, like, I'm just gonna say 201, but I don't know what the actual code is. But you have to have those 2, I think, 2 prereqs before you can actually get into that immersion
so
term.
there are no requirements for like as on a school level, like for me right now.
Nope. Nope. Actually, yeah. So we don't have any for any of your majors, any of you that are thinking about choosing your major, we don't have any requirements necessarily for that. I mean, obviously you have to have kind of your general, like, oh, I've taken math, I've taken science, I've done that throughout my time in high school. But that's just for general admission that we need that. When you choose your major at Knox, you'll wait for a full almost 2 years before you actually make that decision on what your major and minors will be. So you have a lot of time your first year and even a little bit your second year to really try new classes and see what you like. So it is actually a really good school in kind of a weird way. It's a great school for if you're not really sure what you want to do, because you can try so many different things.
Thank you.
Yeah. Anyone else right now? Okay, cool. So I do just have a couple more things here with the application kind of information. So go ahead and share this again. Okay, so I'll speed through this. So I think most of you know our application deadlines are coming up. Some of you have already completed your application, which is great, but early action is applied by December 1st, and then your regular decision is applied by January 15th. If any of you guys are running a little late on those materials, that's okay. Just let us know. We're happy to kind of work with you a little bit. As far as what we're considering, we take a really holistic approach, as do most liberal arts colleges, where we're looking at kind of everything, anything that you submit, we're going to take a look at it. We're going to see that. We're going to, you know, if you want to do an interview, which is completely optional, we're happily considering that as well in everything that we're doing when we're looking at your admission. As far as making Knox affordable, we have lots of merit-based scholarships, and of course the Next Genius Scholarship for all of you if you're applying through Next Genius. So obviously if you're winning the Next Genius Scholarship, we choose one student and you'll get the entire tuition covered, and that's for each year that you're here. So if tuition goes up, we will still kind of account for that and include the tuition, the full tuition, whatever it is, and take that off for you. Outside of that, we do offer academic and merit scholarships between $35,000 to $45,000 per year. And the Land of Lincoln Scholarship is automatic to you because none of you are living in Illinois. You'll get that $5,000. So that means up to $50,000 is available to students who are not, who do not receive that Next Genius Scholarship. And then on top of that, you can eventually apply for the Phi Theta Kappa Scholarship if you become a member of that honor society during your time here. And then also you can apply for talent-based scholarships if any of you are interested in art, dance, music, theater, writing. Those ones you would submit auditions or portfolios for. And then as far as what students can expect to see after they've graduated, you can go to graduate school. You can, our US students will join the Peace Corps sometimes. You can go to med school, but you can pretty much do anything. And I think it's important to note that a lot of people are looking at a liberal arts education and really seeing the value of having all these different facets that you can draw from. So it is really great, and we do have really great results for our students right now as well. That's pretty much all the information I have for you guys today. I just threw our pictures up here so you could see us a little bit more clearly. And then also, if any of you have questions, I've included my email down here. So you can feel free to reach out to me. I am the admissions counselor that's assigned to all of your regions. So feel free to reach out to me whenever you have questions, or if you want to meet, I'm happy to do that as well.